Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. Oh, yeah. This is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. And this time, I want to take a look at a baker's dozen of more of some of my underground comics. Okay, and these are primarily Zap comics. Because I'm a big Crumb fan, and he did Zap, and okay, he'd be my favorite, and Spain Rodriguez would probably be my second. So you got a lot there with both of them with Zap, and plus a bunch of the others. I was never too thrilled with some of the Jam comics and pages that they did together. All these other underground cartoonists. Now remember, comic historians and academians, and yes, there are those things, generally consider Zap Comics #1 as the first true underground comic book. There had been a few others, small press and small press, counterculture, and self-published stuff like similar to that before, but not quite what one would what they consider underground. They're kind of proto-underground, I guess. So we're going to start here with Zap Zero. Now it's not the first Zap. If I remember correctly, Crumb had all the stuff assembled that he had intended to use for Zap 1, and the printer or something. I'm just drawing from memory, and I may be completely wrong. It's just the way I remember it. That either the printer or something else, that original artwork got mislaid or lost or what have you, and so Crumb didn't get it back. They couldn't print the book, and so he did worked up another bunch to go for Zap 1. So this is Zap 0. This was a couple years later. The artwork showed up, and so he went ahead and printed it as Zap 0. Now you can see here, and through all of these, how, and all of Crumb, if you just look at all of Crumb's work, he was an amazing cartoonist and artist, and even though he was completely unschooled, he was primarily self-taught, and then on the OJT, on the job training, when he worked for the card company. But you can see he was a master, and we'll see more of typography, developing and utilizing various lettering styles, and a great designer for all the great covers that he composed throughout his career. Okay, Zap Comics #0, and this is all Crumb. All Crumb. Meatball, Mr. Sketchum. Mr. Natural, I love Mr. Natural. He's a big favorite of mine. And I don't think there's anything here that's... Because remember, the underground comics were largely counterculture, a lot of sex and drugs and rock and roll or whatever other music they happen to be involved in. The comic that plugs you in. $2.50. Now, these were, of course, reprints from '88. All the earlier ones that I've got are were reprinted about '88 or so, '86, '88, and that's when I got them. But some of the later ones are from, like in the '80s, were the ones that came from that first printing. I don't have... See, I think I may have one or two other Zap comics laying around that weren't in this particular bunch. There's Zap #1. See, of course, $2.50 cover price. You can tell. Fair warning for adult intellectuals only. All new Zap comics. And supposedly, even though it may come from something else, this is when we put the X in the comics here, is when it became widespread. Zap comics are Squinky comics? What's that? Kitchen cutouts. Mr. Natural visits the city, and with limited what am I trying to say? Funds for printing. It was not for the cover was not originally 4-color process. Well, it was that process didn't have 4 colors, so it was black, yellow, and sienna. Sienna? Cyan. I get those mixed up. Sienna and cyan. Anyway, the blue. but he took advantage of it with the faded colors for the backgrounds and his hatching technique in the color for the sky. To make it seem more. Here we go to Zap Comics #3, because after Zap 2, I guess it was, Crumb invited a bunch of the other underground cartoonists of the time to join him. So here we go. This is special 69 issue, and you see all these goofy little eyeballs and stuff. But the reason it's called 69 issue is because this is #3. You see this side? Boom! Here you have the other side. So it has 2 covers for #3. And of course, and being a Crumb fan, that's the main reason. That's Harry. That's funny. That's the main reason I always got them was for Crumb. But then it makes sure there's nothing too bad. As it diverges, here's Schulten's Wonder Warthog. See anything that's not here, and it's where it flips, and there's more Crumb in that. Then we have skip to Zap 7, and this is even though it's not credit, there's no credit on it. It's Spain Rodriguez doing this cover, and these incorporated. I got them. It's a Spain story. Some weird stuff I won't show too much because it is get a little bit on the nudity, but they're so busy. See, a lot of these creators, their work got so busy, and it's difficult to read. And that's a problem I have with some of the others too. Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. There we go, Mr. Natural again. And see, and this is very difficult. It's a nice stylization and kind of cutesy, but it is very difficult to read, both the words and both the lettering and the art. Then we go to Zap #9. Okay, and these were from what year? 76. More Crumb, Lap of Luxury. Oh, and this is, look at the lovely style on this. Lovely art style. There's some more Spain, and his in somewhere in these he had more stories of the. Here's very busy, very difficult. This is Robert Williams, who was a great artist, but it's so busy. I don't think. And hard to read, hard to follow. And go to Zap 10. This is from 82. More Spain. There. Yeah, he had some autobiographical stuff by Spain, and he also did more Trash Man. And Robert Williams. Oh. Again, very busy, difficult to read, but it is some beautiful, beautiful artwork. And we go to Zap 11. Great Robert Williams cover. Dare to Moon the Devil issue. Was it? Oh, look at that. I mean, you could spend probably hours just looking for the details in that artwork. Here, oh yeah, here's Spain, some World War II stuff that I've got in another book that I think I showed briefly. But look at that great aircraft. See, with that, he could have. Of course, this was later in his career. This is '83. He could have done some war comics for the big publishers. There we go with Crumb again. And Robert Williams. There's Trash Man. I love the Trash Man. Then we finished up this part with Zap 12. Good Spain Rodriguez cover. Wraparound cover. I guess showing the lady's bum isn't too bad. Let's see, nothing. Yeah, Trash Man. But with a few exceptions, without a doubt, at least in my opinion, in the Zap comics, the Crumb and Spain stuff was always the best. These things. Was this a jam? I don't think so. Some real weird stuff. Some very nice stuff. Okay, then we have Forbidden Knowledge Comics, #1, and this is from 1975. And this one is not a reprint, as I recall. Let's see. Nope, this is not a reprint. But this is a great Robert Williams cover painting. What's on the back? Oh, just talking about it. And it's a little. They did a lot of research because it's various creators in here for the notorious Hellfire Club, how for various bizarre things in history or unusual. That's a statue. And they're not necessarily. Oh, there's about the Rome in the Colosseum. Oh, and this is some beautiful artwork. And this is about some cannibalism, cannibalistic tribes in New Guinea, I think it was. Yeah. And I don't know what this is. I don't remember. Okay, then we have Forbidden Knowledge #2. Let's see, what was it? See, this #1 was 75 cents. This is $1, and this is but this is a really nice one. This is something that has stuff about dinosaurs. That's some a really nice illustration there. And then Planet of the Blind. That may not have been correct on that. I reread part of this, and this is before we knew about the asteroid impact, and I think this is just one of the earlier theories that may or may not have even happened. Atomic Follies. This is stuff about the development of the atomic bomb and radiation and stuff. And a lot of Kirby-inspired artwork in some of these. Here we go. And I don't see the credits for this one. But some beautifully drawn dinosaurs. Dinosaurs that you didn't know about. Yeah. Skin deep about body modification. And what's this? The interrogation at the Inquisition. This is hard to make out. But also some just really, I don't know if they ever did any more than these two. Then we have The People's Comics from Kitchen Sink, and this is Crumb cover. I think the whole thing is Crumb. Let's see, yeah, 86. And of course, the Confessions of R. Crumb and On the Street and all this general stuff. Don't want to. Nope. Bucks. I don't want to show that too much of that. Too much of that. Right. See, a lot of his stuff is just stuff that you really can't can't show too much of. Yeah, here it has Fritz the Cat, and this is reprinting the Fritz the Cat story in which the ostrich girl kills Fritz. That's all about his because of the popularity or lack of, and the way he didn't like the Fritz the Cat animated movie. Then go to San Francisco Comic Book number 6. It's just kind of anthology stuff. That's a wraparound cover. Just people just having a good old time listening to tunes, dancing. Yeah, and that's not too bad. Just showing the lady's bum there. The dentist from Sheboygan. And that's Roger Brand, who did a lot of the stuff. I don't think that's too bad. Yeah, here we have Blackwell Seagull, and it's a strip. I think it was from intended for or from an underground newspaper. I don't know. Some nicely done stuff. And it's just some general underground stuff. Usually it was sex and drugs. That was always the big thing. And then we go to Roberta Gregory's Dynamite Damsels. See, it was originally a $1 cover price, and then they put a price sticker on top of it later. Dynamite Damsels. We're women and we're beautiful. It's, of course, and Roberta Gregory is a lesbian underground artist. She has done a self-published and also for various publishers, done a lot of stuff. And this is one of her earlier things, and it's autobiographical or semi-autobiographical. She has a really nice style, unconventional, very feminist, but this stuff never gets graphic. But she's got some others. She's probably best known now for her Bitchy Bitch series. And that's really nice, and I love that book, and I like Roberta Gregory a lot. So there we go with this bunch of underground comics from various creators through the history of the medium. Because I love the history, I love underground, I love the humor, I just love this medium so much. All comics. So, and I've gone longer than I had intended to. But I do want to thank you for joining me. Please like, share, and subscribe. Share this with friends who are interested in underground comics. Maybe they haven't had the opportunity to get very many because they're getting harder to come by. And even in the 80s, they had a kind of resurgence. But so that's all. Like, share, subscribe. Do leave your comments. What underground titles do you like best? Or which issues of various underground titles do you like best? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, comics are art.